went Carney, Gleeson, Senior, Reardon, Maguire and Long. The forwards, Fielden, Newton, Morley, Peacock, Farrell the captain and Sculthorpe. And the bench, Ellis, Bailey, Johnson and Harris, the coach Brian Noble. Now the Kiwis, it was Webb at full-back, Melly, Vanganar, Tupy and Harpy, Anderson, that's Vinnie Anderson, and Luluai. Up front, Jason Kalis, Louis Anderson and Wiki the captain, Swan, Kidwell and Williams. And on the bench for New Zealand, Robbie Paul, Nathan Kalas, Rahihi and Ali Lauatiti, the coach, Daniel Anderson.
Neutral referees for this tournament. The match referee here is Tim Mander of Australia. And before the kick-off, we will have the rendering by the Kiwis of the haka. Before they perform the haka, the two teams change ends, which indicates that Britain will attack as we watch from right to left. And now they will face up to the New Zealanders as they perform this wonderful, wonderful ritual, the haka. But Andy Farrell didn't look terribly impressed. Just stood there with his hands on his hips. And Adrian Morley faced them up as well. Terrific, terrific occasion though. Whenever the Kiwis are here, they are a joy to watch at times. And Great Britain will have to be at their best to beat them.
It certainly will, Eddie, and we must cast our minds back to a fortnight ago. Remember the New Zealanders, they shipped in 3 tries against the Aussies. Very, very good tries indeed. So Brian Noble realizes that the Kiwis have got plenty of attacking skill, but the opening 10 will be rough and tough.
Farrell gets us underway with the kick-off. The Great Britain forwards piling in, looking for the first tackle. Great offload though, and Long tries to get one tackle in, but couldn't on big Francis Melly. And these opening exchanges are so important. Newton and Farrell there combining to bring down the captain, Ruben Wiki. Good tackle there by Keith Senior also. And that was on David Kidwell, but this is a little drive coming in from Williams, Sonny Bill. He gets to within 10 metres of the halfway line. And here is Wiki again, the New Zealand captain. Last tackle here, first set of 6. It goes back to Thomas Luluai, who puts the kick in diagonally. And the ball will bounce kindly for Brian Carney. And Carney, oh, what a hit on him by Kidwell.
Great kick and chase there, but good also work from Great Britain in their defensive ploys. Very good work from the first and second markers. They were forcing New Zealand. Couldn't get the ball out wide from the play the ball area. This is going to be hard in the forwards for the first 10.
Terry Newton waits at dummy half. Ball is fed infield to Stuart Fielden. And Newton waits again at dummy half. Now then, Sculthorpe operating at loose forward this evening. Paul Sculthorpe, his last 10 tests for Great Britain have all come at standoff. And Long with the first kick of the night, and that's a better kick. It will find the ground, but on the bounce, picked up by Brent Webb. And Senior gets the tackle in. And is immediately penalised for the second effort.
Silly play there by the big fella Keith Senior, and he knows it as well. Look, he's completed the tackle and then tries to take his head off. Just over enthusiastic, that's all. Nerves playing its part.
Well, he played in the 1998 home series against New Zealand, a try in the second test defeat, but a try in the third test win of 2002.
Well, I think on that particular day, the big fella Keith Senior played on the wing.
Here's Ruben Wiki over the halfway line for New Zealand.
Big vote of confidence, Eddie, with the fact that Brian Noble, the Great Britain coach, has said to Danny Maguire, you can start it. He looked a bit tentative when he came off the bench last week against the Australians. We know his quality. Can he produce it?
This is Kidwell again. Good drive forward. It needed Fielden and Sculthorpe to be at their best. Here is Brent Webb feeding it wide. This is Williams. He has the strength, this fellow. And he has the ability to offload as well, which he does brilliantly to Vanganar. And it was a good job that Senior was there. How did he get that ball away? Luluai will kick cross field and high. And Carney isn't the biggest, but he's the biggest on that occasion. Terrific take.
Did well there. Looked to me as though there'd been a bit of a knock-on from the New Zealanders before that. Quick tap, but the Australian referee, Tim Mander, will have nothing of it. They allowed Carney the time to take the ball and then hit the ground.
And Clinton Tupy was all over him. He gave him a bit of a facial there, so that's why the penalty is forthcoming. Ian Millwood is alongside us as well this evening. Star-studded lineup on Sky Sports. Ian, early impressions.
Yeah, Eddie, two interesting philosophies by both coaches, and probably underneath the personnel they had to pick. If you look at the New Zealanders, they picked three powerhouses in Kalis, Rahi and Lahiti, and then the Great Britain coach Brian Noble only went for one specialised front rower, and that's Bailey. It's interesting because last week the most metres and carries by a Great Britain player was Paul Sculthorpe. In the front row, that's an area I think Morley and Fielden and Bailey have got to pick up to take on this big Kiwi pack.
Well, here is Andy Farrell now, the captain, and he will drive the ball forward 10 metres inside the New Zealanders' half of the field. And Newton, well, Vanganar was in the ruck then, and Newton was looking to pinch a penalty. The referee will have none of it.
Waved away by Tim Mander there, but smart work there from Terry Newton.
Oh, and the kick is bouncing off the head, and he wasn't played at, says the referee, so the tackle count is 5. That's a good kick, and it's an awkward one, but it's well picked up over on that far side by Shontaine Harpy of the Bradford Bulls.
Great pressure, did well though, didn't he, Shontaine? Bouncing all over the place. Good kick and chase yet again. Ooh, that looked high from Long, got away with it.
More of a grab than anything else. And here now is Sonny Bill Williams again.
He's a big problem for the British side.
Daniel Anderson, the New Zealand coach.
Well, he knows the quality of this man, Sonny Billy Williams. He really is probably the best youngster I've seen for quite some time.
Long in again, the tackle, the last one. Vanganar waits. It's Louis Anderson who plays the ball. This is Luluai, gives it a little bit of width. Brent Webb's kick is not the best, straight into the arms of Reardon, who after a shaky start last week at the City of Manchester Stadium, really acquitted himself well against Australia. Here is Long.
That was a poor kick though by the Kiwis, and they know it.
Wellens.
They've got themselves sorted out though in that department. They realise that the British are coming up quickly, and they had to farm it out to the second wide receiver to get the kick away.
Good hands from Great Britain. It found its way to Gleeson via Sculthorpe and Maguire. And here is Danny Maguire getting involved early. This is Peacock, who I thought had a magnificent game last week, considering he said afterwards that he was on a drip immediately before the match. But he was terrific for Great Britain last week. Farrell, his head goes back in the challenge from Williams, and he gets to the halfway line, but that's all. Here is Long. The kick has to be good under pressure. Wasn't the best on the bounce to Brent Webb. The kicking game, Ian, is where Great Britain have got to improve from last week.
Well, they had a stack of ball last week against Australia, but they didn't convert into good field position by the inequality of their kicks, and they put some pressure on Sean Long straight away. Look, this Sonny Bill Williams, they can say he's a really good young talent, but it's what they do off the ball that you recognise from a player and you appreciate, and already he's the one putting pressure on Sean Long. Not only just showing the ball and creating things, he's putting pressure in defence, which is a great sign for a team member.
This is Clinton Tupy coming down the left-hand channel. New Zealand Warriors, they keep the ball alive though as they can so brilliantly, New Zealand, and lost the ball there. Brian Carney appeals for the knock-on. The referee has given it.
Yep.
And I think Adrian Morley taking a lot of credit for that as well.
That's great defence. spun him around. Louis Anderson had no chance. Look how they spin him.
Okay, when you play the ball, face straight.
Lost control of it. Good work from Brian Carney there. Got right underneath the rib cage.
Let's go.
So here come Great Britain again with Paul Wellens.
Sliding defence from the Kiwis as we've seen they've arrived to these shores. There's only one way you're going to beat that, and that's make sure that you've got someone coming running back on the angle. You've got to make sure that the defence hesitates.
Here is Stuart Fielden, just been given a warning on the run about the way he plays the ball. Referee says if you play it like you played down there, well, he gets the penalty now. The referee said if you play the ball untidily like you did before, you will be penalised. Well, here is a penalty for Stuart Fielden.
Well, he's taking control of it, no doubt about it. Maybe Kidwell all over the ball carrier.
Thing is, Steve, we were talking about this pre-match off air. The untidiness around the ruck has been a feature of this Tri-Nation series so far. Tim Mander is stamping his authority on it very early.
Well, it was ignored last week, wasn't it? Just got on with it. They were trying to milk the penalties, and the Kiwi referee said, I don't care. If he does it for both sides, that's okay.
Here's Farrell, he looks for Long and finds him. Long will attack the line, flicks the ball, and it's pouched in the end by Peacock. Oh, it's a real rough house, this.
You're talking about the inside running and coming on the angle. That's what Britain has just done there. They go for the two.
Well, they surely will. It's another penalty. And the referee, I think, will now call the New Zealand skipper to him. And it is Ruben Wiki who is penalised here.
Well, he's not happy with it. He's in charge, the man with the whistle.
No, mate, you had him in the
little doubt in my mind that Ruben Wiki was obviously trying to stop them, and again it was David Kidwell. And he's every right as the official to say, look, if you're not going to mess around, if you don't get away, then you're going to be penalised. This should be a gift too, not surprisingly.
Well, it should be. It should be, because last week we had a test match and there wasn't a goal kicked.
Yeah, Eddie, I think you talk about rugby league being under the same rules, but we look at interpretation by different countries. Already you've mentioned about the play the ball, Manders question Fielden, and already we're at 4 penalties. Last week I think it was 4 for the game. Different interpretations, different countries. Makes a different contrasting game. It could be from last week.
Absolutely. But these kicks could be important tonight for Great Britain and Andy Farrell. 50 goals for his international career. He made his Great Britain debut as an 18-year-old at Headingley in 1993 against the New Zealanders. Scored a try in the 29-10 win. Here he scored the first points of this Gillette Tri-Nations match number 4, and Great Britain have the lead.
Easy does it. That's what's needed. Don't have to panic early in these games. We know the pressure is there, the nerves are tingling. So much expected from the big crowd here, especially from their captain, Andy Farrell.
So 2-0 Great Britain. They've come to this country and into this series on a wing and a prayer, the Kiwis. And on the back of an awful season for the New Zealand Warriors, the tabletoppers and grand finalists of 2 years ago, won just 6 games this year. They finished next to bottom of the table. They have come in here as the underdogs, but after that draw in Auckland, you call them underdogs at your peril, Steve-O.
You certainly do, and I've already mentioned the fact that they scored 3 tries, good tries as well in the first half, down in London against the Australians, so they've got the capabilities of scoring tries, getting over there.
Here is Fielden for Great Britain. Ooh, that's dangerous!
It's got to be a penalty.
Well, the feet were lifted, the legs were lifted, and well, it's been played in good spirit, this, and Fielden, although it was dangerous, he immediately gets to his feet, and he just gives the Kiwis a tap on the back.
Well, it's no excuse that the hooker, Louis Anderson, just released the man just before driving him into the ground. You're not allowed to grab on the inside.
A lot of possession for Great Britain here. This is Maguire. Whoa, and a little fumble almost by Morley.
Got to work the blind, try to get the defence confused.
Peacock and Long just switching the direction of the attack. On the bounce, it arrives in the arms of Paul Wellens. Couldn't get the ball away to Danny Maguire, who was going into dummy half. It's taken over that role now by Newton. Here is Long again, and gets the ball away to Fielden, and Fielden is immediately tackled by Sonny Bill Williams. Also helped out there by Nigel Vangenaar. Newton and Sculthorpe, great ball back on the inside. Morley, good defence though. Kalis was in there. Newton, they're coming down the left channel again. A stab kick, it's bounced. Oh! Senior was in the act of scoring that, and it was brilliantly knocked away by Vinnie Anderson.
Superb little dab through there by the skipper. Ricocheted away, and full credit to the stand-up Anderson. It came off his body to start with. It lunged for it. And Senior said, I've got an easy 4 here.
Senior had the 4 points on the board for Britain.
Good pressure though, they've applied it. He just cannot believe it, Keith Senior. How on earth did he get back? There was good work though by Anderson.
Well, Vinnie Anderson try saver there, but a try scorer against Australia in London 2 weeks ago. His try gave them the 12-8 half-time lead. Here is Terry Newton looking again for a penalty in the ruck, but none forthcoming. It's with Farrell. He gets over the 20-metre mark just, and there's not much movement from the New Zealand tacklers there. Here is Long again, showed the ball to Morley, took the tackle himself. They're edging forward inside the 10 here, and it's now with Newton. Newton to Maguire. They go right and find Sculthorpe. Sculthorpe attacking the line, and it's with Carney. He's in touch.
I think there was a touch of a forward pass as well on that one, but good hard work. Brian Noble will be pleased again with the build-up. But it looked a bit slightly forward, you can see there. Not the best pass from Sculthorpe.
Good shoulder charge by Luluai.
Just shows you the difference though with Sculthorpe playing in his regular position at loose forward. That means he can play a lot more out wide in amongst the centres, but very encouraging for the British boys.
You know, Stephen, you mentioned about Sculthorpe. He's really been demanding the ball the last couple of times they've had the ball. But if you notice in the early games of New Zealand, where their tries were conceded were down their right-hand side. Brian Noble and the Great Britain team seem to have this perception, let's attack their left-hand side tonight. And all the tap penalties they had, they've directed back to New Zealand's left. So we're looking for something different here, that the Australians exploited them on the right. New Zealand now going for their left.
And on top of that, there's that the British on 3 occasions have run to the blind side. Newton, similar to a move that you use at your club, back onto the open side again.
Well, they're changing the point of attack, Steve, and they're trying to move these big forwards around. They're trying to find out, is there a lazy defender or someone who's not tying in defence? And, you know, this is deja vu a bit last week. Great Britain's got all the ball, as they did last week, but Australia hit back with a try. New Zealand going to weather it and hit back with a try.
Yes, interesting phase of the game. 14 and a quarter minutes gone, and Wellens gets to his feet, plays it to his St Helens teammate Sean Long, who finds Farrell. Farrell winning tonight his 31st cap for his country. Newton is the dummy half. Here is Danny Maguire, helps it left and finds Sculthorpe. He'll attack them. Luluai there, and also Clinton Tupi. Gleeson, who was the scorer of the first try last week. Peacock. Newton waits again, 10 metres inside his own half of the field. Maguire dancing, twinkle toes from Maguire.
First time he's put himself into the first receiver and taken on the defence.
Long with the kick here. Angled kick, goes in between the winger Melly and the fullback Webb. Melly takes charge of the situation. Good chase, led by Paul Wellens.
Had to be as well, because Sean Long, okay, dissected the winger and the fullback. They never really had the opportunity to turn them around. A little bit more force is needed.
Shontaine Harpy playing in an accustomed role for him on the wing. Played, of course, in the centres all year alongside Leslie Vinacolo for the Bradford Bulls. Brian Noble will know all about Shontaine Harpy then. There's a penalty for the flop by Fielden.
He was tackled, you flopped on.
A bit confused there. Stuart Field in the prop forward, maybe just a touch late.
Let's work on those rucks, Ruben.
Tim Mandy, you can hear him talking to the Kiwis. Let's work on the ruck.
6 penalties. Great Britain have had 4 of them. Luluai deposits this latest one for New Zealand into touch, though, just over halfway. And Louis Anderson will restart. Gets it then infield to Kalis.
We just saw a glimpse of what we can expect from Danny Maguire. Interesting how Brian Noble obviously kept him out of the heavy work in the opening 10-12 minutes.
Brent Webb gets the ball over the top, and he finds Francis Melly. And Melly. He's slipped the net of Newton. Good strong run from the wing of this. Down he goes eventually, courtesy of Peacock's tackle.
Poor defence there. Far too many of the British going high.
Luluai gets the ball away, and this is Logan Swan. That's terrific play.
Well, that surely was a penalty. He was trying to get up Gleeson to play the football.
Wellens plucks the pass out of the air.
1-2. Knocked back for a free tackle.
Not the best. Heavy traffic. Logan Swan will be disappointed with that. So will their coach Daniel Anderson.
Now then, it's Newton, and here's Fielden.
Movement!
Newton waits at dummy half. It's with Maguire. Kick over the top from Maguire. Better kick. It's making Webb move across the park to try and field it, and he does, and then he puts in a very risky pass, but Shantaine Harpy was up to the mark. He got away from Danny Maguire. They're a big side, Ian, aren't they, the Kiwis?
Well, they are, and they're looking quite tired, and you probably don't notice it off the ball at the moment, but they look tired. I wouldn't be surprised they're going to make some change in the front row, and this is the area. The kicking game's been better, Great Britain, but they've mixed it up. Maguire, Sculthorpe and Long are interchanging with it, and they're kicking when it's available and making better yardage. This is where it'll hurt them if they get too many unloads, but New Zealand.
Well, that's their quality, being able to look and twist in the tackle. Okay, we saw Logan Swan offload in very, very poor position.
Back up!
Well, they're thinking about making a change. That's Paul Rahihi on the sideline. This is Luluai, gets it to Vanganar, who comes inside Senior. It's a good job that Farrell was there. Senior helping him out with the tackle. That was Williams. Here is Luluai. Here is Brent Webb again. And Webb looking for the kick to the corner. Gets the kick in. Wellens read the script. And he gets away almost from Harpy. And almost from Rahihi, just on, straight into the action.
Great position there by the fullback Paul Wellens.
Little opening there for Carney almost.
A little bit quicker to the play of the ball. You can see the Kiwis trying to stop the progress forward. They've got to be a little bit more enthusiastic in getting this ball away from the ruck area. And you can only do that by quick play of the ball.
Farrell takes tackle number 4, this set of 6 for Great Britain as we approach the 19th minute. Still waiting for the first try. It's Farrell's goal that separates the two. And Robbie Paul is on the bike and getting ready to come on. So too there, Ali Lauatiti. This is Farrell with the kick. And that again is between the winger and fullback, but on the bounce it's easy for Francis Melly of the New Zealand Warriors. Peacock and Newton combining to bring the winger down. And there's an awesome sight. Ali Lauatiti preparing to come into the match as Torby makes the half break. Got the ball away, went back, and it's play on for Great Britain. And here comes Jamie Peacock. They do try and offload the ball, and sometimes in impossible situations.
They're certainly doing good work there by Martin Gleeson.
Here is Morley now. And a big game against Australia last weekend.
Should have been a penalty there. Morley trying to get on with the game.
Newton to Maguire. Applies the brakes, hits the deck. Maguire still going though. Had the presence of mind to get up off the deck. 3 tackles remaining. They're 3 meters away. Newton tried to get the ball clear. Vanganar picked up the pieces. And Britain, they come away empty-handed.
Good opportunity, but he got smothered there. Went on his own, did Terry Newton. I must say, though, that the first 20 minutes, not happy Brian Noble. He knows that they really have to try to get the consecutive sets of 6. You can only do that by making sure that the ball is in the in-goal area. And having said that, it's a very thin in-goal area, isn't it?
Great offload by Rahihi again. Oh, another one from Topi out wide. They'll have to watch this, Great Britain. Harpy will play it quickly. Here is Luluai. And now Brent Webb chiming in the line again. Sonny Bill Williams will take over. Great pass again from Vanganar. Oh, and the ball went backwards. Vanganar couldn't hang on. And Wellens will try the counter, but Webb with the tackle.
Good tackle by Andy Farrell. It had to be as well. Yet again, some of the red, white and blues, they've fallen off the tackle.
Here is Carney. Harpy making a nuisance of himself as Carney tries to get back to his feet. And Morley plays the ball quickly. Here is Newton. Here is Long. And Long trying to get away from Anderson. Can't do so. That's Vinnie Anderson. Newton. Fielden. Fielden couldn't get the ball away. It's the last one. There are 3 men on top of him. Britain wanting to play the ball quickly. Farrell dabs the ball down the line. Reardon is chasing after this. It'll set up this in the in goal. Nelly, though, has got great strength, and Reardon is hurt. Reardon went into that tackle awkwardly and is down. And now Great Britain have conceded a penalty.
Not standing square at the play of the ball. Confused as the hooker, Terry Newton. Well, the kick and chase was good there, but he just went in awkward. It looks maybe a straight finger has gone into the face, maybe into the eyes. This is the effort, but this official Tim Mander obviously felt that he was
Come on, let's go.
not standing square.
Wait.
Now then,
Louis,
what's
you're
happened to
bludgeoned.
Stuart Reardon?
Okay, in at 10 metres.
Maybe a stray finger in the eye.
He's receiving treatment there in the in-goal area. You're right, Steve. It's a very, very skinny in-goal.
Hold.
I'll tell you what, Eddie, some of these New Zealand players, you not only get the price of a ticket to a rugby league game, you get the price of a basketball game with some of these offloads. And the other interesting thing is neither team can say they haven't had a chance to make a break or haven't made a break. They've both got into space. They've both opened up opportunities. It's just their finishing off technique and also the ability to continue that pressure when they've got it like this.
Brilliant pass from Williams to Lauatiti, and here is Trophy, and they have support here, and Lauatiti will go in for New Zealand, right behind the posts. Sonny Bill Williams was the man who created it. A brilliant pass from him. It was helped out wide by Lauatiti, who kept the run going, and he was the man who was in support to touch down under the sticks. Breathtaking skill. Ian Millwood just mentioned it, the basketball-style skill of the New Zealanders. As soon as the words are out of his mouth, they produce this.
World class from the loose forward. Look at this, in and out. Sucks in 3 would-be defenders back on the inside. The winger did ever so well. That is great support. They were queuing up in the end. Lauatiti, he's only been on the field a couple of minutes, but watch the loose forward, Sonny Bill Williams. Look at this, in and out, suck them in. Lauatiti back on the inside. Watch for the big fella. He knows that it's coming back in. Soon as Tupi brought it back in the inside, Lauatiti, fully deserved. What a great build-up.
1998 and 2002 Kiwi tourist was Ali Lauatiti. And here is Brent Webb to try and add the extras and extend the lead to 4 points. From bang in front, he shouldn't miss this, and he doesn't. So New Zealand have the lead. It's 6-2. Lauatiti's try converted by Brent Webb.
Great play.
The man they call the Michael Jordan of rugby league. It was a name given to him by another wonderful New Zealand international, Mark Graham. Ali Lauatiti, but with Williams in the side and with Tupi the way he offloaded, that was a great try, Steve-O.
It certainly was, and the ability of the loose forward, not only to just throw the dummy, but use twinkle toes and make sure that no less than 3 would-be defenders to him offload round the back. You're always going to be in trouble, but take nothing away from the work from the centre, Clinton Tupi.
And rather ominously, these big forwards that Daniel Anderson has brought off the bench, Rahihi and Lauatiti and Nathan Kalis, they're all making a contribution to this New Zealand performance. Here is Kalis now. And Great Britain will fall off the tackle at their peril here. It's with Luluai. And now Logan Swan. Sean Long gets to him, but a brilliant pass off the deck to Luluai. And here now is Williams. And he looks to offload again and does, and finds the hooker Anderson. And it's a moment of crisis here for Great Britain in this match. 25.5 minutes gone. New Zealand suddenly dictating things. Luluai, great ball. Williams, big hit by Morley, and he couldn't get that away.
It had to be as well. Peacock helped finish him off.
Last one, Logan Swan, and Luluai waiting for the ball, and that's great positional play by Paul Wellens for Great Britain.
Talk about radar from Wellens. Great Britain were out on their feet. Look, they're hanging back to see what the Kiwis are going to do. You've got to get into their faces. They need something desperate, and this man could provide it perhaps. Boy, they need a break, settle the nerves, get in a good position, then make sure that they get consecutive sets of 6 with a good kicking game.
Well, Paul Sculthorpe was trying to get up to his feet then and play the ball quickly, and Tupy made sure that he didn't.
The big problem
They're getting a bit frustrated in Great Britain.
That's what I was just about to say. It is the fact that, you know, they're looking at the officials saying we need penalties, we need this, we need that. They've got to get on with the game plan. Get on with it. Send the message out, Brian Noble, say, look, Sean Long, Danny Maguire, let's start working together. We haven't seen once the combination from the two halfbacks. It's nearly 27 minutes into the game.
Webb to Rahihi. Ball comes infield again, and this is Kalis, Nathan Kalis, winning his 22nd cap for New Zealand. Anderson to Luluai. Here is Lauatiti. Look at him go, Lauatiti. He just keeps those legs pumping despite the fact that there are two men on him. He illuminated Super League this year. This is Rahihi. And Rahihi
We're in
takes
trouble.
the tackle.
The Great Britain side are in a lot of trouble. Look at him hanging back. That's lazy work on the blind side. Very lazy indeed.
Williams, Sonny Bill Williams, won the try! A wonder try though from the Kiwis. They took the gamble. They took the gamble of keeping the ball alive, and they know that this 19-year-old has got strength, and he had all the strength there to just slip the net and plonk the ball over the line. Andy Farrell, the captain, he has got some work to do here to rally the troops.
Well, we can see quite clearly there on the blind side, they were all having a little bit of a rest. Look at the little halfback. Great work from Louis Anderson, the hooker. He gets it away, but look at this. One step, two step, underneath, I'll take four. They are just nowhere. Look at this, the halfback, all the time in the world to run. And the good hook and Anderson keeps it alive. Look at this fella, get out of the way, I'm taking four. He is unbelievable, Sonny Bill Williams.
The find of the year in the NRL. He didn't get the Rookie of the Year, but he is the find of the year. There is no doubt about that. And that's his first try on the international stage of what I fancy is going to be a long and illustrious career. And he even has the time and the temerity to try and sidestep our cameraman as well. Sonny Bill Williams, great try. Brent Webb now to add the extras. Great Britain in trouble. Taking his time, Brent Webb. 2 goals on his international debut against Australia in Auckland, and 2 goals here tonight already against Great Britain in Huddersfield. Great Britain 2, New Zealand 12.
And fully deserved as well, because look at that. 2 going the same way, one with his back turned in the defensive line. He can't afford to do that. They are just being ripped apart, and as soon as they got rid of it, they're all over the place. Talk about one line of defence here, and it just isn't there.
Well, if you talk about a straight line, it's not there. The other thing too, players were hoping that he was going to kick the ball and go dead. People weren't tying in. Look, they look a bit tired here at the moment with Great Britain. How important would it be now to have maybe a quick hooker there? You know, someone like a Diskin or a Hyam, just to put the ante back into the New Zealand forwards who don't like speed around the rucks.
Look, I know he plays for your club, Ian, but I must say it did surprise me, especially after last week, that, you know, we need somebody with the speed off the dummy half from Mickey Hyam. We haven't seen it yet from Danny Maguire. We can't expect too much. He's inexperienced at this level, but surely Brian Noble's got to say to him, have a go, son.
I'm sure he'll get a run next week, and they'll look at that because they've got a squad. The other thing that's hurting Great Britain at the moment too, Steve, is the amount of offloads now. They're having to make double tackles, and of course their size, it's taken a lot out of Great Britain with the double tackles. And they're getting some rhythm, they're getting some confidence. Offloads, they feel comfortable with that.
And I think Great Britain will feel uncomfortable with the fact, I don't know whether you noticed, but just going through the screen on one of our graphics, that Andy Farrell, the captain, has left the field. And Gareth Ellis has come on wearing number 14. Bill Arthur has got the news.
Eddie, I think it's the after effects of this virus, or the continuing effects of this virus, that swept through the Great Britain camp in the last 2 weeks. Andy Farrell's gone straight to the dressing room with the Great Britain team, Dr. Chris Brooks. And it's significant that Stuart Fielden has also left the field. 2 players who've been laid low by the bug. Rumours, in fact, that Andy Farrell might not even play tonight. Well, it does look as though neither of them are firing on all cylinders.
That's Gareth Ellis, who was the meat in a Kiwi sandwich then. Here is Brian Carney. who was another doubt, of course, after well, we thought he'd tweaked a hamstring last week against Australia in Manchester. Apparently it was just cramp. And there's a fellow who's on a drip immediately before the game against the Aussies, Jamie Peacock. Now here's Morley. Well, no captain and no, arguably, frontline prop forward in Fielden at the moment. Great Britain are going to have to do this tough.
They certainly are, already, but it's an amazing thing. Oh, look at this kid again. It's just unbelievable, isn't it? It came at a point, you know, when the Kiwis scored their first try through Lautiti, when it looked as though they were tired. They were under a lot of pressure. Great Britain's kicking game was improved, but look at this, the blind side again. They are not up to it, Great Britain. They are not thinking.
And this now is Vinnie Anderson. They keep the ball alive, and even when it fumbles and goes away from them, I was going to say it goes backwards. I think they have been a little hard done by there, New Zealand.
Very fortunate for Britain.
There's a bit of an argy-bargy off the ball with Ryan Bailey.
And Vinnie Anderson got to it. Looked as though look at Louis Anderson. Looked as though it went backwards. Well, they really need possession here, Great Britain. They've got to make sure that they can hit back before half-time.
Danny Maguire feeds the scrum. Here is Wellens. Brent Webb was all around him. Oh, and Wellens does well to get away. Well, no Radlinski in this Tri-Nations for Great Britain, but Wellens will not let anybody down. And here is Peacock.
Oh, he's had a great series so far, Paul Wellens.
There's a nasty statistic from Great Britain's point of view, 14 missed tackles. And we got the feeling before New Zealand scored the first try that it was the Kiwis who maybe were blowing a little bit, but not so.
It looked that way, doesn't it?
Senior gets it away to Wellens. Can't get the ball away, though. Terrific tackling and harassing by 19-year-old Louis Anderson.
Well, look, Brian Noble, obviously they've worked it out, and all the players out there, that they are playing to a certain pattern, which is good if it works. At the moment, they've only got 2 points on the board. Get rid of that pattern, and let's just get back into playing individual play. Just
Another
get a bit of
kick.
It was awful.
The British kicking game over the past week, first of all against Great Britain, and then the 34 minutes or so here at Huddersfield, not been very good. Fielden returns, though. And Martin Gleeson, by the looks of things, is actually having some treatment as well, and there's a penalty here now for New Zealand. Interference at the play of the ball.
Got a knock in the face. You can see a bit of claret just rolling out from the nose.
And Ellis was all over the man trying to play the ball. That's why the penalty was given for interference at the play of the ball.
Watch the Kiwis. They'll use this short blind again. It really has paid off for them, you know, and they realise that a few of the British on that blind side, they're not getting their defensive line sorted out. He's got plenty of work to do, Brian Noble, at half-time with this. And
here's Brent Webb and the runner, and another offload, but Banganar couldn't take it in.
Not happy Daniel Anderson, but the build-up yet again. Banganar realised he just had to leap in. Came a bit too early. The gap was there, though. You could see that Keith Senior had looked a little bit confused.
To me, Steve, am I trying to be a little bit nice here? Is it? It's a young Great Britain team, isn't it? If you look at it at the moment, Bailey, Ellis...
It's a lot of inexperience.
And probably what we're lacking at the moment is when we had those opportunities, that steadying influence, or that person to take control. And we're probably looking at our halves here to do that too, you know what I mean? And that's where your Longs and your Skullthorpes have got to take some control, and Maguire. But what I'm saying is the difference between the two teams is when they had that opportunity at the end of the field, they were very dominant and ruthless, New Zealand, weren't they?
Yep.
And probably Great Britain haven't been in those same terms.
And we know they're capable of it. Danny Maguire, Sean Long. They've got to start combining. This is where they've got to get their momentum going.
But Great Britain would love to buy a try here. Here is Fielden. And he stands, but look the way that they wrap up the ball carrier, New Zealand. There's no way there for Fielden to offload. Newton to Senior. Senior offloads, gives it to Reardon. Reardon will come back this way.
We saw the Australians just before half-time. They sneaked in for a try when it looked as though Britain was controlling the game. And that's what we need now.
Here is Ryan Bailey. Ball was stolen. It's a penalty in front of the sticks. Surely Great Britain, and he's got to hold the clock up here because New Zealand have thrown the ball up to the halfway line.
Well, I'd go for the quick tap. I wouldn't go for the two.
Clock stopped.
Only just got to it in time, you know. Kalis, split second.
What are we doing, my friend?
They've done the right thing. They're running it.
They have to. Here is Gareth Ellis. Gareth Ellis! Still going, Ellis! Great Britain desperate for a try up to half-time. Keith Senior waits at dummy half. The lead centre spins the ball wide to Sean Long. A looping pass to his St Helens teammate Paul Sculthorpe. Back on the inside it goes to Martin Gleeson. They can't get through this defence.
And what a tackle from the loose forward, Sonny Bill Williams. This guy's not just good going forward. He gets through a lot of work.
Peacock, good offload. Here is Wellens. And Wellens trying to go through them. Again, though, takes the tackle. That's 3 gone.
If there's one guy in the white shirt, Eddie, Paul Wellens is the man that will make the break.
A stab through.
Accidental offside.
It's offside, yes. Now TT was stood in front and the ball was played at.
Another tap. They need a try.
And again, New Zealand have thrown the ball away. This time the clock is not stopped.
They've got to get that psychological lift.
Maguire will attack the line. Maguire! All down.
He's welcome. Going forward.
Gleeson. Sculthorpe. Long. Good ball. Fielden. Oh, great tackle low down by Anderson.
Just play it.
Go the blind side. They've got to move it. They're doing it right.
Senior said it's a forward pass.
Now it's nearly a penalty.
Well, we heard the referee Tim Mander in Australia, of course, if it's a deliberate forward pass, they can give a penalty.
Give you the benefit of the doubt.
And he's given the benefit of the doubt, as you just heard from Tim Mander. We don't utilise that rule in this country, but in Australia, if they deem, that's the official that is, that deems it was a deliberate forward pass, can be classified as a penalty. But just over enthusiasm there by the British side. Good work from Terry Newton.
New Jersey.
They did right to go on that blind side. They were struggling with the Kiwis.
Martin Gleeson has blood streaming from his nose, so he is on his way to the blood bin.
Logan Swan.
Or at least they're trying to clear him up.
Logan Swan leaves the field as well.
Now we're going to wait. We're going to wait because... Hang on. He's not done.
Now Tim Mander has noticed that Gleeson is not properly cleaned up, so he wants him off the field.
Well, Logan Swan's also gone to the touchline.
Well, Brian Noble and his team manager Phil Clark having a chat. On comes Paul Johnson meanwhile. And of course that's a substitution that counts in the 12. And we're what, a minute and a half away from half time.
Now then, will the Kiwis just keep it nice and cool? Won't do anything silly. I don't think they'll be trying to offload in this department. Again, that switch to the blind side. Oh, what on earth have they done? Oh, he allowed it!
Rahihi got the ball away, and Harpy plays the ball quickly. I don't know whether he was actually tackled, but the referee says go on. This is Tupi, and Britain are hanging off, and the looping pass finds its way to Vinnie Anderson, and Long gets to him.
Good job as well. Anderson trying to look for the inside, but surely there was a knock-on from the Kiwis in the build-up to that. Way out on the left-hand side. Is that
Sonny Bill Williams, a brilliant ball to Louis Anderson. 3 metres away now, New Zealand. Vinnie Anderson, Thomas Luluai shows it to Vanganar. Dump ball back, Anderson once more. They're keeping the ball alive brilliantly. Slide through.
Back to 6.
It will be.
Last one.
Oh, it's the last one, says the referee. And it's a chance here. Oh, Vinnie Webb takes a dive, but Wellens diffuses it.
Knock on here.
And it's a knock-on. The referee's bringing it back for a knock-on.
Well, this looked a knock-on to me.
And the Kiwis are desperately trying to get their scrum formed, by the way.
How long to go?
This was very close again. Wellens coming to the rescue.
Knock-on by Carney. 10 seconds remaining, and the 10 seconds in which New Zealand can score a try from this range.
Watch the blind side again. I reckon they'll work it. I reckon that the loose forward will peel.
But the loose
He might pick up the ball and run for the referee, use him as a shield.
Tupi is standing in at loose forward. Here is the proper loose forward, Sonny Bill Williams. And they surround him, the white jerseys. There's the siren. It's 12-2 to New Zealand, and Brian Noble, John Sharp, Graham Stedman and the coaching staff have got problems. But Daniel Anderson, the Kiwi coach, it has gone absolutely according to plan. They conceded an early penalty, but then they really kicked on. Lauatiti with the try, and then Sonny Bill Williams. 2 tries in 3 minutes for the Kiwis, both of them improved by Brent Webb. And Great Britain a trail. Wayne Bennett and Mal Meninga saying during the half-time break, Steve-O, obvious really, Great Britain have got to score first.
Certainly have, and be a little bit more confident, you know, just have the support play there. We know the qualities of all the players, but they look a little bit lost. Maybe they've just been playing to the plan A far too much, and to me the plan B would be start enjoying your quality. Danny Maguire take them on, Sean Long take them on. We need a little bit more urgency at the play of the ball, running, put the pressure on, and plus the fact we've got to complete our sets. We only did 7 in the first half.
Well, that was Danny Maguire tipping the ball inside to Stuart Fielden, and look at that defensive rush from the Kiwis, pushing Fielden back to, well, in the shadow of the Great Britain post. Remember, we haven't yet seen anything of Iestyn Harris. Wonder when Brian Noble will throw the man that he coaches at Bradford onto the park. Is Iestyn Harris destined to be the match winner?
Well, he certainly has a quality. We realise that. All right, it's taken him a time since he come back from rugby union. We know what he's capable of, but he's got to give them a chance, and I think that Brian Noble is doing that, in as much that he'll say, right, we're going to give you 20 minutes out there. You can get back into it. It's only 10 points. It's not the end of the world, but they've got to make sure that their tackling is good. 17 missed tackles Great Britain had in the first half, and the New Zealanders just 4. Got to tighten up.
Well, they did self-destruct to a degree at Loftus Road against Australia. And they'll be looking for a big start themselves. And that ball has come free, and I think Paul Sculthorpe has got it back. He has.
Well, that was a swinging arm there by Louis Anderson. That's silly play.
And the touch judge is on. He saw it.
Well, that's the one thing that the coach Daniel Anderson will not like. This will be a penalty to Great Britain.
Which one was it, mate? Number 9. Number 9. Louis. Just touch judge report. Okay, thanks, mate.
Well, that's where he lost the football. Sculthorpe did exceptionally well there, and then he just came round and threw the left arm.
And he didn't realise the tackle was completed. Well, this is a glorious opportunity for Britain to post some points early in this second half. Maguire, and here's Fielden again. And Fielden has to take the tackle 20 metres out. He was thinking about the offload. Newton is there. This is Peacock. Maguire, movement from Long. Wide it goes, good hands. Wellens!
Beautiful pass there. The fullback looked as though he was going over.
It's Long.
There's a problem in down and back play. One of the...
Gareth Ellis it is, as Peacock bounces off 2, bounces off 3. Great run again from Peacock. Gareth Ellis needing treatment. They're all up, and that's a penalty. Well, the referee did warn, if I remember rightly, in the first half, the New Zealanders. If there's any more messing around the ruck, he would be brandishing a card or 2. Here is Sculthorpe.
Great tackle from Luluai there.
Carney. They know how dangerous this fellow is, such an elusive runner.
It's got to be second phase. Use the dummy runner here.
Newton to Long. Long to Bailey. And Ryan Bailey held up by Sonny Bill Williams' tackle. Long wanted it short. It's a try here. It's a try for Terry Newton. Newton with the first try of the second half for Great Britain. And that will lift the crowd. And that will lift the player.
Terry Newton, it needed it. And boy, oh boy, the British boys realised it as well. All came about with a silly penalty given away by the hooker Louis Anderson. And from that position, the British have scored their first try. This was the other penalty on the build-up to it. See how he threw the dummy. They thought Long was going to get it. Very, very poor play at the first and second marker. They got caught there. Very poor.
Terry Newton with the try. Only his second try for Great Britain. Tries this year for Wigan. None since July until that moment. And Paul Sculthorpe with Farrell off the field. He's the man to kick the goals here. Great Britain need this. And Paul Sculthorpe obliges. Game on in Huddersfield. 8-12. Great Britain within 4 of New Zealand.
Very poor work. You can see there, first and second marker. Williams and Raheem went the same way. Newton knew it, knew he had the strength.
It looks like Andy Farrell will not be coming back for a while anyway. Coach is on. Obviously feeling the draining effects of the widely publicised illness that he had all week. And here come Great Britain now, and they're buoyed by that try. That's a nice run from Wellens.
And the substitution for Great Britain, number 3, Martin.
This is Reardon.
Has replaced number 14.
Gleeson comes back on for Gareth Ellis. Here is Fielden again. 3 tackles gone, still inside their own half, Great Britain. 33 metres made as Long gets the ball from Newton, and he finds Sculthorpe who'll attack them down the middle.
Certainly lift the spirits and also look a lot more eager.
Here's Gleeson again. Now it's infield to Sculthorpe. He finds Bailey, and Bailey will take them on, but good tackling there by Louis Anderson.
Going to be a good kick and chase now.
Long with the kick. There it is, a dab towards the corner. Melly's going to have to run this ball back. It is a good chase. Much more enthusiastic, led by Keith Senior.
And for the first time tonight.
Oh, and he's got them now for not standing square again. Paul Johnson penalised this time.
Well, they did warn them early in the game. Tim Manda, you can see there, they'd gone early. Paul Johnson is not happy. Brian Noble.
Well, I must say, looking at that replay, Johnson was standing square and he did go quickly, but you can't penalise him for speed of thought. That's square.
And he's played the ball, but he's moved before he gets his foot to it. I know it's pedantic, Eddie. That's the problem. We mentioned it earlier, didn't we? You know, the interpretations from referees from different countries.
Here's a break. Tremendous speed from Luluai. And Great Britain breathe a huge sigh of relief. They'll counter here with Reardon.
Well, Luluai just blew it. He should have kept hold of the football there.
Great Britain nearly blew it there. That was a hand by the Kiwi. Carney has it.
That's a rule when he's touched the ball involved in the tackle, so it's not back to 6.
Gleeson.
But what a break from Thomas Luluau.
Let's get news of Gareth Ellis. Bill.
Eddie, if Great Britain are going to get out of this scrape, they're going to have to do it the hard way. The skipper, Andy Farrell, as you've mentioned, is still on the sideline, still feeling the after effects of the draining virus that he's been suffering from. Gleeson is back out there with what looks suspiciously like a broken nose, but he's had to go back out there because Gareth Ellis has got a bang in the ribs and he's gone straight to the dressing room for treatment.
They're doing it tough then, Britain. Oh, and Fielden has lost the ball. Play
Back
on,
to
back to one. He's wiped the tackle count down to Manda. Here is Maguire. Finds Wellens. Now they have tackles in the back, Great Britain. And Sculthorpe knows it. And he'll attack them. He'll find Danny Maguire. Gets the pass away to Gleeson. Oh, that's high from Webb.
He could go for that. The keeping cool is the official Tim Manda, but Brent Webb lunged with the right arm. More of a pullback rather than a swing. He'll get away with it. This will be the penalty. As soon as all this is sorted out, what they've got to do is give him a warning. certainly looked a lot worse, didn't it? The way that Gleeson's legs went under him. More of a pull.
Oh, he didn't miss. It's a short tap by Great Britain. Here is Carney. Tackled by Lauatiti. Plays the ball to Newton. And Newton delays the pass and he finds Maguire, who gives it wide to Long. And Long will come back this way. Still going, Sean Long. Flicks the ball over the top. Dumped down to Senior. Wide to Reardon. Britain are in. Stuart Reardon with the try. And they took the gamble. They took the chance. And it's come up for them. Terrific play by Great Britain.
It all came about by wonderful work from Brian Carney. He played the ball so quickly. Reardon nearly got in the way of his own player to put the ball down, but it doesn't matter. He knows that it's a vital four. Different Great Britain in the second half. Maguire out wide, Sean Long, this is the incident. Brent Webb gave away the penalty. We knew they'd take the quick tap. Just watch this on the build-up. Sean Long back on the inside here. Got to him yet again. Took the gamble, played on. Get out of the way, Keith. Doesn't matter, he's got the four. Super stuff. We saw no combination from the two halfbacks in the first 40. We've seen on 2 occasions they've got involved. And how cool was that from Reardon, the step off the left.
And could Keith Senior have been penalised for obstruction there, because Nathan Kalis, he led a chorus of protest to referee Tim Manda.
Well, he virtually over the line, Eddie, and I think that that's the reason why the official gave it.
Well, Nathan Kalis was not happy.
Well, he wouldn't have stopped him.
Sculthorpe to kick Britain into the lead here. And he's missed it. Well, here we go again. Buckle in. 12 all. Remember last week, we haven't heard from you yet, Ian Millwood. How about this?
Well, Eddie, I think the biggest turning point is not only them scoring tries, the amount of ball they had. They've had a heap of ball here. I think that's given the halves a greater cohesion. I think if we talk about Maguire, Sculthorpe and Long, they're outstanding players with a lot of ability. But in the first half, they just found it hard to tinker with who should be the first receiver, who should be second, who should be guiding around the park. I see Long talking in the dressing room there at half-time. I just think they've worked it out. And with more ball, they've been able to get that cohesion. Now pose some questions after better go forward. Now we've got a big game on now.
We have indeed 12 all. Great Britain had to score first, second half. They've scored first and second. The match is evenly poised now. 10.5 minutes into the second half. And Carney! Still going.
Through. Good job that Logan Swan got him on the second occasion.
Here comes Paul Johnson now.
But it's a different Britain side in this second half, mainly due to the fact they're getting up. They want to get eager. They want to get the ball away.
Sculthorpe up the middle. And now Long. And here's Maguire. And Maguire trying to jink his way inside, and he opens them up. And Maguire taking on Webb out wide. Great ball. Reardon. Second try for Reardon.
What a take.
What a pass by Maguire. What a run from Maguire. As Steve says, what a take from Stuart Reardon. And Britain hit the front. Well, we've said all year that Danny Maguire just could be the X factor for Great Britain. And the first time he had the opportunity, a dance, a little bit of magic, and a lovely ball wide. And how did Reardon score it off the deck?
Unbelievable take on the half volley. They have hit the front. The Kiwis are shell-shocked. But it's all come about by different tactics. More enthusiasm at the play the ball. Look at that, Newton had it away. The Kiwis were very late. See how they hung back. Dancing stuff. But watch the pass, but on top of that, look at the take. It's mine, and I'm in. Nothing that Nigel Vangenaar can do about it. They were hanging around. Take the step. Lauatiti couldn't stop him. His teammate at Leeds. Calm, cool and collected. And what a collect as well. Reardon, 2 tries in the space of 2 minutes. This game has turned around.
Well, they have imploded as they did at Loftus Road. That's 3 tries Great Britain have scored. Farrell is back. Sculthorpe to take the kick. And he has missed another. But Great Britain now hold the lead. 12-2 down. They now lead 16-12. Such a turnaround in this second half. And Reardon with his second try in as many minutes.
Look at that, quick play the ball. Newton's got the ball away before 2 Kiwis can get even into the first and second marker's position. And then Maguire did all the dancing. Oh.
3 tries in 8 minutes for Great Britain. They lead 16-12. New Zealand looking to get back into a match that at half-time they must have believed they had in their pockets. Oh, and an offload from Carney to Sculthorpe. It was Lautiti-esque. Newton, back it goes. Here's Fielden. Fielden, it was Logan Swan who got to him round the collar. Sean Long, halfbacks starting to ask a few questions now, and Gareth Ellis also returns for Great Britain. This is Farrell. Does he have enough fuel left in the tank? Oh, he's pushed back there by Ruben Wiki. Farrell obviously wants to be part and parcel of this event now, but, well...
It's a matter of whether he can pace himself. They're not home yet.
Not at all.
Only 4 points down. Remember, the Kiwis have yet to apply any pressure in the Great Britain half.
Webb to Melly. And Robbie Paul is warming up over on the far side, and Robbie Paul was heartbroken at his own performance. He was quoted as saying after the match at Loftus Road a fortnight ago, he's on now, will try and make amends.
Well, the thing that Daniel Anderson, the Kiwi coach, has to make sure that gets into the brain box of his Kiwi players that they fell apart against Australia in the second half. They can't afford to do that.
That's great defence. Carney and Maguire and Clinton Tupee forced over the line. Question marks about this young man's defensive qualities as well as his attacking skill. That's undoubted, and that's not bad for defence.
Well, when you made a beautiful run, you know the confidence that comes through. It's only his second international at top grade. And good work again by Brian Carney. Well, what a turnaround, but just shows you what can be done. We saw the body language as the Great Britain side went off at half-time. It was very poor. They weren't talking to each other. You saw on that occasion, they all came and congratulated each other that they'd got the defence sorted out. He's pinched it.
Gleeson has lost it. It was pinched. It was 2 on 1. It's a pinch. Not allowed. And the New Zealanders unhappy with Mr. Manda.
Well, so would I be as well. I think he had it before they got into it.
I'll tell you what, we're getting very excited up here about Great Britain, but just remember, they've had all the bullets here after half-time, and they've been firing them, and they've been hitting the bullseye by getting tries. There's going to come a time here when New Zealand's going to have to return serve and get some ball. They've had no ball, and when they get it, this will be interesting what they can do. And you're going to need defence like they did there, Great Britain, to counteract, because this team will take chances, New Zealand.
Mr. Millwood, I know this is your first Test series with us on Sky Sports. We always get excited about Great Britain.
Well, you have to look at the tension by the coaches, you know what I mean? There's tension everywhere here because they need the points, both teams.
They do. It's a vital match. And this is Wellens. Couldn't get the ball away. Sculthorpe. Ellis. Oh, and the penalty count is high against the Kiwis, isn't it? From Mr. Manda. Britain can have no complaints about him. Oh, and Ellis.
Well, a little bit too fancy there by Cherry Newton. The idea was good.
And it's a penalty because Newton passed the ball and then was stood in front and dropped on it. So it's a penalty to New Zealand.
Every coach realises, we've got one at the side of us up here on the gantry, that it's important when you've taken the lead that you apply that pressure. You know that Great Britain still got to get the first consecutive set of sixes, and that's where you should be applying that little short kick. We know it's a pretty short in-goal area, but you've got to keep at it. You've got to keep New Zealand in their own quarter.
Well, you're dead right there, Steve. I think the big thing is you've got to make them start their sets off their line, because if they unload, they've got to go 100 metres. That's vital. The other thing is, too, they are playing a lot better, Great Britain, because Long's now at first receiver, and Maguire and Sculthorpe are playing on the edges more. And as you know, on the edges, there's more space, a little bit more, you can create some more creativity and doubt.
Well, here come the Kiwis. As we say, they will return the serve somewhere down the track, and maybe they will try and return it here as Robbie Paul gives it to Webb, and it goes wide to Logan Swan. And Logan Swan, who will be plying his trade with the Warrington Wolves next year, takes the tackle. Nigel Vangenaar, once of Warrington. And here now is Ruben Wiki, the New Zealand captain. Good drive, but it's on the last tackle. And I think Iestyn Harris is being brought out of mothballs here. Luluai will stab the kick in. And Wellens, is tackled in the in-goal area. They're going to get a second set of 6. Here's Harris. Can this fellow be the match winner?
Certainly has the capabilities. I'm not so sure that he has that quality in the kicking game that maybe they need, but if Sean Long can keep it up, that was an excellent little kick through. Once again, we see the positional sense of Paul Wellens coming to the fore. But we have to make sure.
So the Welsh international, Iestyn Harris, comes on the field. Goal line drop out for Britain. Length on it from Farrell to halfway. Melly about to run it back. Ellis and Maguire standing their ground. And Luluai's been having a spot of treatment as well on the run. Here is Robbie Paul.
2. White.
Ellis and Bailey combined to bring him down. Brent Webb and Anderson. One little gap opened up there briefly. Senior and Farrell closed it.
He's had a big game as a Kiwi hooker.
Vangenaar. Logan Swan. Flips the pass. This is Kalis. Nathan Kalis still going.
They've got to make sure that they don't get swamped into the loose forward. Sonny Bill Williams.
Ruben Wiki, 10 metres away, drives it in, bounces off one. And Great Britain muscle up in defence. They are so close on the last tackle, though, just 2 metres away. Back it comes to Brent Webb. A stab through. It was played at. And Fielden wins the race.
Could have been a penalty as well, because one of the Great Britain players was held back. Fielden should get on with it. Don't lose your cool. You're in front for the first time. There's a kick through. Fielden certainly went for it there. Great work. It had to be as well. Now then, composure. That is what the British boys need.
Farrell here.
Doesn't have to be all that pretty at the moment. Grind it out. Play for position.
26th time that Farrell has led Great Britain. His record in terms of victories hasn't been great. The kick from Long is poor again. Or was it great positioning by Brent Webb? Long leading the chase, though.
It's a poor kick, Eddie, and you know it.
Robbie Paul helps it infield. Shontane Harpy, his Bradford Bulls teammate.
A lot better defensive line there. A couple of occasions in that first half we saw that they were just hanging back a little bit. Oh, they got away with it. That should have been a penalty, and they've got it.
Yes, he was pulled off the ball by Ryan Bailey.
At least he's up there applying the pressure.
Well, he had to contest the ball, but
well, he didn't. He contested
like
the man.
So anxious, Ryan Bailey, to get possession back for his country, winning his second cap tonight. 20-year-old from the Leeds Rhinos champion club. 2-B. Harris with the tackle.
And the one thing the Kiwis will be pleased with, they've just weathered the storm, haven't they? They're starting to build themselves.
Good defence from Bailey again there on Nathan Kalis. There is Louis Anderson. Here's the runner, Ruben Wiki. Oh, and you can't fall off the tackles. Good job that Farrell was there. Louis Anderson again. Paul wanted it this way. They've gone down the right channel with Williams. And Britain are certainly more alert to the danger that Sonny Bill Williams poses in this second half so far. Here is Robbie Paul. This is Brent Webb. Brent Webb. Good tackle. Great tackle that by Gareth Ellis. Here's Lauatiti. There's the stab. And Wellens. Oh, can he? Oh, and his foot was on the whitewash. And Paul Wellens disputes the call, but Tim Manda was in great position to make the decision.
Well, I'm not so sure they went anywhere near it. Oh, it's touch and go, isn't it? Didn't get the benefit of the doubt. Touch judge certainly came away. Oh yes,
Just on the line is out.
different angle. A lot of people don't like the replays, but
And not many people like the referees, but Tim Manda then was spot on.
well, the touch judge helped him. He couldn't see from that angle. But again, a beautiful little kick through, applying that pressure.
Nathan Kalis will drive it forward again. He picked on Justin Harris, who stood his ground. Injury news now from the New Zealand camp. Chris.
Well, young Thomas Luluai, I don't think you'll see him take any further part in this game. He came off with his right arm. It looked to me like it was dislocated. It was hanging to the ground like an orangutan. What you will see now is a big opportunity for Robbie Paul. He's been given the number 7 shirt. He could pull this match out of the bag. At half-time, Daniel Anderson said, let's be prepared to wait right till the 80th minute, complete our sets and be patient. I wonder if those are still the writing instructions.
Sonny Bill Williams wanting to play the ball. He does so to Anderson, and Great Britain hanging fire again. This is the last one. Again, they're very close, New Zealand. Here is Robbie Paul, and Robbie Paul stuffed the kick in too deep.
Good defence there, applied the pressure. Daniel Anderson realised that they was looking for another set of 6. Just under that pressure, you can see there they got to him. It's the reason why I'm sure that Brian Noble has selected the very short in-goal area. Works both ways, of course.
Carney dancing, bouncing off Lautiti. Lautiti comes back and gets him again. Alongside Daniel Anderson, James Luluai, one of the great Kiwis who plied his trade, of course, at Hull. And it's Hull where New Zealand head in a fortnight's time to take on Great Britain again. Next week it's Australia that Great Britain have to face at Wigan. The week after, New Zealand at Hull. Then the final. This is Sculthorpe. Here is Wellens. And Wellens, Tupi got to him with Harpy. That's the last tackle for Great Britain. Carney. Sculthorpe dabs the kick over the top. Not a bad one, this. It just wouldn't sit up, though, in this very shallow in-goal area.
We knew exactly what he wanted, and so did the coach, Brian Noble. I say Brian Noble's got a big decision to come up with now, because we haven't seen much work from Adrian Morley, and I get the impression that he's not 100%.
Well, vital period of the match, 15 minutes to go. Great Britain just with their noses in front, courtesy of the 3 tries in this second half. Ian Millwood, a long way to go in this match yet. I think there are still 1 or 2 twists and turns, don't you?
Oh, an awful long way to go. And I'll tell you what makes it even more antagonising for the coaches and the players when both teams kick the ball dead. You know, they'd like repeat sets. And they're the little turning points players and coaches will be looking for in this last 17 points to get repeat sets on each other.
Great Britain trying to smother Sonny Bill Williams every time he gets the ball. And so far, second half, they've stopped him. This is Wiki, though. Ruben Wiki.
And that's mainly due to the fact that Gareth Ellis has been given the job there. Wherever Sonny Bill Williams is going, he's with him.
Brent Webb, high kick. It's straight down the throat of Paul Wellens, though.
Chase was okay. Talk about having a big game when your chips were down. Fullback Paul Wellens kept them in the game in the last 5 minutes before that half-time break.
Carney did well getting the ball away to Reardon, who bounces off a couple, makes a couple of vital meters. Anderson all over the top of him. There's Maguire. And here comes Morley.
Getting over the advantage, that's what it's all about. Make sure that the Kiwis are going backwards. Can't get that first line of defence. Oh, good defence.
It was. Low down Robbie Paul, and Tupi took Sculthorpe in the breadbasket. Here is Justin Harris. Gives it width to Ryan Bailey. And Ryan Bailey having a look at Sonny Bill Williams. There's a bit of a swinger there. Long hoists the kick, and it's not a bad one. Very good take by Shontaine Harpy. Gleeson all over the back of him. Oh, Torpy thought about releasing the ball then. Webb. Lauatiti. Danger.
They've worked the blind side well of the Kiwis.
Webb again, here's Rahihi. And Ellis standing his ground. Wrestles Rahihi, the North Queensland Cowboy, to the deck. Robbie Paul. Good ball to Anderson. Ellis again all over him, just halting him, half halting him, and then the tackle completed by two more, Sculthorpe and Morley. Last one here, Brent Webb, and he'll kick wide. Here's a little tester for Reardon, and he's claimed it.
What a take. Under so much pressure, the man who's just scored 2 tries in 2 minutes, and Reardon comes up trumps yet again.
Great Britain having to work this ball away from their own line. The New Zealanders looking to pen them back there, and they've only made 3 metres in 3 tackles. Sculthorpe looking to make a few more now. He gets just 6 more metres.
This is where the mental toughness comes to the fore.
Morley gets them to the 20-metre mark. The kick now has to be good. And here is Long. It's high and it's hanging, but Brent Webb has positioned himself well again. And Britain are coming forward labourly towards the tackle.
Not surprising it's been a fast encounter, this.
Just over 12 minutes to go, and Britain 4 points to the good. Lauatiti. Back to Tupi. He offloads to Robbie Paul. Infield it goes to Ruben Wiki. And Ruben Wiki with nowhere to go. Senior and Harris.
Both sides getting very tired now, and it's from this dummy half position that I'm sure that this game will be won.
Anderson now, the ball is put to ground. Great Britain have it back.
Logan Swan couldn't take it, just a little bit in front of the man. Steady down, Mr. Ellis, just keep control of that football.
Gareth Ellis plays the ball to Danny Maguire. Here is Iestyn Harris. Harris flicks the ball to Sculthorpe. Paul Sculthorpe gets Great Britain over halfway. Only just though.
Logan.
Maguire. Fielden. Great offload. Maguire chinks away again from Sonny Bill almost. Finds Iestyn Harris. Harris takes the tackle.
Check two.
Maguire waits. Long. Stab down the line.
A lot better.
That's a great kick. And Webb is trapped in goal. They're going to get a repeat set of 6, Great Britain.
Well, Sean Long got off the cough drop, didn't he? Instead of him going down the throat, put it right on the ground and apply the pressure.
Referee stops the clock as New Zealand trudge back to their own line to take this goal line dropout. Now in Super League, Steve-O, you and Phil Clark say so often the team that gets the repeat set of 6 scores tries. Great Britain have got to here.
Just apply that pressure. Just make sure that they put themselves in a good position, and they are in a good position. This is where it casts a lot of doubt in the defender's side, and he knows it. Daniel Anderson is saying, look, try to keep calm.
I'll tell you what, Steve, I hook the 10 up in the caravan. Let's stay down here for 40 minutes, you know. This is where they've got to build pressure. Not only build on this set of 6 here, but stay here. Go another one, or if not, enterprising tries be the call. Listen, every viewer wants to know, when's this field goal coming, Steve?
I think it's pretty close.
The whole UK is waiting for you to announce it.
Well, you've done it, you've blown it.
If there were 6 points clear, I think we'd all be shouting for it. But as it's only 4, it's Maguire to Harris to Long, who comes back this way to Farrell, and Farrell, it nearly opened up for him. Strong run from the British captain. They're right in front of the sticks. Long is there. Maguire, he finds Harris. Harris, good ball to Ellis. Here is Carney. Oh, they were waiting for him. Tupi. It was telegraphed that.
Tupi read it there. Ellis held it out far too long.
Maguire with a kick, a hanging kick, looking for Keith Senior. Senior! Oh, that came off the Kiwi, did it? Or did it come off? Great Britain, it came off Keith Senior. He disagrees.
Well, he got to it first, so
and it's a goal line dropout.
Well, it is, and that one, Francis Melly certainly got on top. It looked as though that Senior had got to it first.
Oh, it's Melly whose hand gets to it. Another set of 6 coming up for Britain then.
This is where they'll score.
That's a big call.
Oh, he's got it right. See there, the right
No,
line.
not by the referee, by you.
They'll score, don't worry. Third set of 6.
It bounces to Senior from the goal line dropout, but Logan Swan stood his ground. Reardon.
Hasn't he played his part? Not only
Penalty.
take the two.
New Zealand are trying to slow Great Britain down.
Well, that's
now,
it.
Farrell's there, Long's there, Sculthorpe's there, they can all kick.
That was amazing, you know, the penalty, it was definitely going to be given. Nigel van Genaert all over the place. Tim Mander blew the whistle. And interesting to see how Andy Farrell, he looked up to the coach, Brian Noble. You can see Brian said, take the two.
Good decision, Ian.
Yeah, you talk about reward mechanisms in games of rugby league. I'll say when someone scores a try, they deserve a reward for scoring it. The reward mechanism was the guys who chased so hard on a good kick by Long. And they're the ones who get reward now from 2 points. Being patient, staying down here. It's a real team effort sport. There'll be certain people who get the accolades for the tries in the last pass. But you need people, especially those guys who chase. They're the ones who got the field position.
And most importantly, it may only be just one little kick, but Sean Long changed the attitude. He was going high, and about 2 or 3 minutes previous, he made sure that the ball on the ground, they applied the pressure, got the ball back, and as you say, they've been rewarded.
Well, 51 goals for his country so far, Andy Farrell. 1 from 1 tonight, and few of the 51 have been more important than this. This for a 6-point lead. That will do. 18-12, Great Britain. New Zealand now have to score twice. And now is the time for the call. You said they'd score, and they have.
Yeah. And if they've anything about them, they'll keep them applying that pressure and then give themselves time. Don't rush it. They know to lose this game now that the Kiwis have to score twice. So it's a lot of hard work, composure. I'm sure that Brian Noble will get the message out. Nothing silly.
Carney. Drilled to the ground by Sonny Bill Williams and the hooker, Louis Anderson.
Probably the most important factor, and I'm sure that Mr. Noble will have sent out the message, is that when the Kiwis do get possession, is that we do not give away a silly penalty.
Harris plays the ball to Maguire, a little fumble from Maguire. And there's another good kick from Long. That's much better. And Webb will have to run this out. How's the chase? Not bad. Ooh!
Silly. Great kick. Good work. Thrown all the way. Andy Farrell just has a little look. I knew that Farrell was there. He didn't need it. Didn't need it at all. Well, he gave one to the fullback Brent Webb earlier, and that is something that they didn't want to do. He just loses concentration in at times, didn't he, Long?
Well, you've got to imagine the speed they're under too, you know, and footwork. You know, everyone talks about footwork. It creates doubt, and it creates doubt in the defenders where he wants to aim at. And that's the game. It's speed, you know. It's a split second, but it did let him off the hook, you know what I mean?
Yes, it has. And 20 penalties in the match. Great Britain have had 12 of them, the Lions' share. This is Paul, who gets it away to Logan Swan. 3 tackles gone. They're only just over halfway. Paul keeps Senior trying to get away from the ruck, which he does. Robbie Paul. And here is Kalis. That's 4 tackles gone, 2 remaining. We're coming into the last 5 minutes of the match. Robbie Paul, they can strike from anywhere, this New Zealand team. Van Genaert's pass, not the best. Wiki gives it then to Lauatiti, who's running backwards and running square and running backwards, but he gives it to Sonny Bill, and that's great work. And so is that. That's a knock-on. Lauatiti can't touch it. He would have been offside. Play on. Carney! Now then, the 1 point. Or maybe 4.
Just drive. Don't be greedy.
Farrell.
He knows how to just calm it down. Don't need the offload.
Oh,
That'll be a penalty.
stolen, and here's the chance for Britain now.
If there was any time to the tackle,
Well, Ruben Wiki not happy with it.
And Ruben Wiki slapped the ball down.
It's a bum rule. That's
Yeah.
the rule.
And they're not happy with the
I'm not
rule.
sure on that one.
Well, Logan Swan, as soon as he puts his hand on his player, that's it.
Yeah, but I'm not sure that there is the intent to strip the ball.
Oh, there was a late one as well by Nathan
Kalis.
Kalis. Yeah, watch this. He'll come in, bang. Oh, might hear about that a little bit later, and rightly so, but Tim Mander's got it absolutely spot on. Logan Swan, as soon as he grabbed hold of his own player, that constitutes two, and
Andy Farrell is off the field, and there's the bruise after that shoulder. Iestyn Harris then to kick the goal for Great Britain to give them an 8-point cushion with just over 3 minutes to go. Harris with the goal, and Britain have an 8-point lead.
just when you need someone to stand up. Brian Noble saying how long to go, the official timekeepers. He struck it well.
Well, we couldn't buy a goal last week between two great sides. Tonight, Great Britain have shared the kicks. Sculthorpe, Farrell, of course, and now Iestyn Harris.
That was important.
That's the cushion.
Cometh the hour, cometh the man, and that's what he's done.
And Farrell is in the dressing room, or on the bench anyway. They've gone for the short kick off New Zealand, and that is claimed by Wellens. And that was a big hit, an attempted big hit by Nigel van den Aar. Now then,
Let's
there's
hope that the Kiwis don't lose their control and their composure. He looks absolutely out on his feet, doesn't he? Came into this game with a problem with the virus.
18 points without reply in this second half from Great Britain. It's turned the match upside down. It could yet turn this Tri-Nations upside down.
It certainly could, and that's the biggest problem that the Kiwi coach Daniel Anderson is beginning to realise. It happened. They were in front against the Australians. It happened against today.
Oh, that's a great ball from Maguire to Harris. And Harris
is
slid into touch. Well, time is of the essence for Great Britain. We enter the last 2 minutes. They have an 8-point lead. There is a little bit of breathing space, maybe.
Well, they'll hang on to this one, don't worry. They'll make sure that their one-line of defence is okay. Wellens is up in that one line. Reardon is dropping back. Carney is doing also, because it surely must be a kick and chase. He's got to come up with something.
Steve-O, we have counted chickens from this commentary box for Great Britain so many times in the past. I'm glad you said that this
There's
time.
no way in the world that the Kiwis can score 8 points in the time remaining. Unless there's a penalty try given, which he's lost that. That'll be a knock-on. And that, my friends...
That's it.
Yeah.
Minute and a half, 8 points to lead. Great Britain with head and feet at this scrum.
It's a big problem for the Kiwis, isn't it?
They seem to have a second half syndrome.
They certainly do. They have that problem. Great Britain have the other problem against the Australians. Gets to the final minutes and we capitulate.
They gave us a mighty fright in that first half, though. And here comes Sculthorpe. It's another penalty, and this will be the... Oh, and here we go. Sonny Bill is a big lad, and Paul Sculthorpe's a big lad.
It doesn't matter.
Sonny.
There's only one side will be grinning.
No.
And it's white, red and blue.
Just white. That's a penalty.
What a tremendous first half, didn't it, Sonny Bill Williams?
It's just ill-discipline, mate. No one else.
Just lack of composure, lack of control.
But it was all going so right for this young man in the first half.
Yep.
And suddenly the wheels have dropped off. Well, I say suddenly, it started at the beginning of the second half.
I'm not so sure that the wheels have dropped off the Kiwi side. I think
twice,
it's...
Steve-O.
Yeah, I know.
Two second halves, and the game has turned.
Yeah, I realise that, but let's give the British guys a little bit of credit.
Oh,
you know, I mean, 3 tries.
And this penalty from Iestyn Harris to confirm the victory. This will be the last kick of the game, and Harris adds 2 more points, and Great Britain will win this match by 10. It all looked very, very dodgy at half-time, but Brian Noble has come up with the plan in the second half, and he has scored, or his team have, 20 unanswered points in the second 40. Harris Sculthorpe kicking goals tonight. 3 tries in 8 minutes at the start of the second half from Newton and Reardon twice. 12-2, the Kiwis led at half-time. At last, Great Britain are off the mark in the Gillette Tri-Nations. And they move into second spot now. They face Australia next week. They face the Kiwis again at Hull in 2 weeks' time. The man of the match here is Paul Wellens, the fullback, and he's with Bill.
Paul just receiving his trophy from George Allen from Gillette. And Paul, it's a nerve-wracking business playing for Great Britain these days, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a whole lot of fun as well, though. I mean, you know, I don't think I've enjoyed a game as much in my life, and the character of the boys to bounce back in the second half the way we did, you know, just speaks volumes for the team spirit.
Well, that was it. What was said at half-time when you went in trailing like that?
Well, I think there was a lot of positives we could take out of the first half. I just don't think it was as clinical as we'd like to be. In the second half, the guys are, you know, stuck hold of the ball a lot better, kicked out our sets, and, you know, it was a lot more clinical, and we got the points on the board to prove that.
You say you haven't enjoyed a game as much. Can you enjoy a game like that when there's so much at stake?
Yeah, I think so. I think when you put in the hard work that we have during this week, after last week's disappointment, then you can enjoy anything.
Well, well done, and you're still alive in this tournament.
Yeah, certainly are, but there's 2 very tough games to come, and no, we're not counting our chickens. We know they're a quality side, New Zealand. They'll bounce back, and we've got a score to settle with Australia next week.
Paul, congratulations on a man of the match performance.
Cheers, thanks very much. Cheers.
Great Britain leave the field to the strains of Land of Hope and Glory. And Brian Noble will be a very contented coach tonight. And why not? They trailed 12-2 at half-time, but they fought back and they won. Ruben Wiki is the New Zealand coach. He's with Chris.
Well, Ruben, full time now, and steam's coming off your shoulders as the heavens open. What happened at half-time? You had a good lead. I guess a lapse for 5 or 7 minutes in the second half, and that's when the damage was done.
Yeah, it's just probably our errors in the second half let us down, and, you know, all credit to the Bombs, they completed their sets and put pressure on us, and you know, we're pretty shattered at the moment. Personally, myself, you know, I let the boys down, but you know, the Bombs got away with the win, but the pressure's on us to win the next game.
Ruben, the pressure's certainly on, I guess, everyone in the competition so far. I guess not so much the Kangaroos, they're already through to the final, one would think. Did you expect this series to be so tight?
Oh, yeah, for sure. As the top 3 nations going hard at it, and it's just every year all the teams improve, and all credit to the Bombs, they got away with this one, and we need to go back and go with this game, and we desperately need to win next time around.
It comes back in centre field with Farrell. He brushes off from Kamali, finds Long, and that's a good ball to Sculthorpe, and Sculthorpe's grounded 10 metres away from the line. Newton waits at dummy half. Britain's confidence has lifted. Great ball. This is Bailey. He was fed by Farrell, and he continues on. A metre away. Newton waits. Newton to Farrell. Wide it goes to Reardon. Reardon! He gets it down. I think that's on the line, and that's a try. The referee will hand it on to the video ref to check, but Reardon's come up with a try.
I'm not so sure, Eddie. His first impact is in the field of play. It was wonderful footwork, wasn't it? Matt Singh, but the first time he puts it down, it's
no, it's on the line. That's the try. That's the try.
It is now, but watch it here. First time impact, it's short.
On the line.
And then he rolls it.
That's a try.
It's a wide line, Eddie.
It's a wide line. It can be as wide as you like. This is a try.
On the line's a try, Steve-O.
Let's see what the video ref says. He agrees. Britain ahead. Stuart Reardon. What a series this kid's having.
Great work. Got the ball out quickly. And what wonderful footwork. Remember last week, Reardon's second try. He picked up an awful pass on the half volley to turn it against the Kiwis. And they've done it again. Look at that. Superb pass from Farrell. He rolls the ball over. Sedley gets the impact on the ground in the field of play there and rolls it over. No second movement. It's a try time, but watch the pass from Farrell. Misses out Senior. And you can see there that Matt Singh was left in absolutely no man's land. What an effort.
Great effort from Reardon, and Farrell way out on the touchline. Well, he knows every blade of grass of this stadium, and he has kicked them from here for Wigan for fun. A big kick for the British captain. He's got the angle. He's got the two. And Great Britain lead by 12 points to 6.
Great play. Look at Matt Singh. He thinks that Senior's going to get the football, but he ain't. Boom. Reardon could have chanced his arm on the outside, but he took the best option, the little step. And that was a confirmation that Glenn Black needed. What a turnaround. Lot more enthusiasm in attack there.
Well, the Australians have been stung now. They trail here at Wigan, and here is Carney.
The funny thing about it is, though, Eddie, because normally the Australians are so composed, they took a 6-point lead, and then for some unknown reason started giving penalties away.
Long, looking for a 40-20, but Minicello is quick.
That's a poor kick yet again.
Well, back to the point that Ian was making.
Well,
he is so quick across the ground, Minicello.
The thing is, it's 12-6. We're leading by 6 points. Why not put the ball into touch and goal and put the scrum down?
Yeah, I've got to say, I was watching Minicello there, Steve-O, and his anticipation in the middle field was outstanding. But, you know, I mean, you've got to say at the moment, who's the better team out of this team? At the moment, the record books say Australia. In their last 4 encounters, the biggest margin's been 6 points by Australia. But when you look at them here, when either team gets in each other half, you think they've got the ability to score. They've also got the ability to defend. So, you know, I mean, there's nothing between these two teams.
There's nothing between all 3 of them in this Tri-Nations, to be fair. It's a magnificent contest. That's a poor kick from Kimorley. Here comes Carney.
I think the key there was pressure on Kimorley, and he comes up with an error, or not a positive kick. Not an error, but not a positive kick.
Farrell. Sean Long.
Well,
Kimorley was high.
Certainly was.
Reardon with the confidence. Just couldn't get away from first Kimorley, then Berrigan and Carroll.
Just calming down a little bit, Great Britain.
Morley leaves the field. This is Danny Maguire, and he gets a good ball away to Sculthorpe, who finds Gleeson. That's the last tackle for Great Britain. Sculthorpe waits. Comes in field to Maguire. He helps it on to Long. There's the kick. This time it will skim its way to touch. Well, that's
all you need to do.
Can I tell you something, Steve? He didn't mean to do that.
I know that.
Come off his boot.
It doesn't matter.